National Association of Realtors has made a forecast call for 2026 that we are going to debate. According to NAR, home sales, which in their words are new home sales and existing home sales, so it's the combination, will increase 14% in 2026. Let's put some numbers on it. Let's say we close 2025 with 4 million existing home sales and 600,000 new home sales, so 4.6. A 14% increase would be, wow, what would that be? That'd be like
Yeah, I mean, it's about
5,000.
six. Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
600,000.
Yeah. So somewhere between 5 and 600,000. So that would put us at 5.1 to 5.2, according to NAR. Matt, what say you?
I'll take the under.
That's what I said too. I'll take the under.
I'll take the under. I mean, God bless these guys. I mean, obviously it benefits them if
Yeah.
traffic is
They're a
that
little
high.
biased. That's fair.
Yeah, maybe a scotch. Maybe a scotch. Do you like handsome men with brown beards? Yes, I do. I mean, come on. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I get it. Like I get they're talking their book. There's an outside chance that they're right. However, I just don't see it. I think that the major thing that people are going to be missing in all of their numbers and why so many people are going to miss in 2026 is because the job market is not going to be what they think it is. I still believe that the job market's going to get hammered. I am hearing from every single one of my executive friends, fewer people, every single one without exception. They're all going to be fewer. So the question is it a 8,000 person layoff by IBM? Is it a 14,000 person layoff by Amazon? Or is it all those mid-sized businesses that people quickly forget about? Up to 500 people, where it's like they drop 10% of their workforce because they're like, we don't need 17 Bettys in HR.
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll talk about the economy in a minute, but I want to break down this number a little bit more and go to existing and new home sales. Again, they didn't say this, but let's assume they both said they both would go up 15%. So new home sales go from 600 to 690, and existing home sales go from 4 to 4.6.
4 to 4.4. Or if it's 15, is it 15%?
15, yeah. 4.6.
4.6, yeah.
So let's go to new home first. So if the number is 600,000 new homes sold, and the number was going to be, would that be 690 next year? How does that feel? Just new home sales?
No, like the builders are. I don't think the builders are building fast enough.
Okay, yeah.
I just
They're
think,
definitely slowing down. That's for sure.
right? I think they're slowing. I think because the other thing is too is that number is based on going kind of back to the old ways of development, which is somebody buys the land and they go, okay, here's our plan. In 18 months or 12 months, this entire subdivision is going to be built.
Yeah,
it doesn't work that way anymore. Not that I'm seeing. The way that it works now is, hey, we're getting 2 done, and then when we get the orders on the next 2, we'll do the next 2.
Yeah.
But then that's 2 by 2 by 2. It's not 18 up front. So I just think that those numbers, and because that's a big thing about housing starts,
Yeah,
and
they're down for sure.
Yeah, they're down. And I just think that the velocity of the builders is better suited to not getting caught with their pants down.
Oh, definitely. But much better than last time. Yeah.
Way better. Mike, there were tons of developments.
Oh, there had to be 75 builders or more in the Central Valley last time. And today there's probably 7. I mean, it's just vastly different.
Yep. And the reason why those guys got eliminated was because they got too over their skis. They were way too far in front of it. And I think
they owned too much land, and it was just all ugly.
Well, a lot of people don't know too. They're just like, well, I'll buy land with my money. Yeah, banks don't like it when you buy land.
No, banks don't generally. They'll use it as collateral, but they're not usually helping you fund the purchase of land. Yeah.
Exactly. So what are those? Those are cash transactions. And then what do you have when that land is just sitting there? Now, if you're holding it, I'm holding a couple parcels of land, but I plan on developing them someday.
Right now they're just expense drains. They're just you gotta clean them and mow them, and the city gets involved. Yeah. So it's funny. I'm going to take the other side just for fun. So I'm going to say new home builders, and this is, let me be very clear. This is a hope and a pray. This is I got to look for this corner case. But one of the things that I think is possible, because I think both of us agree that builders today are cleaning up their mess, right? They're selling out of communities that aren't selling. So what I see them potentially doing and again, wish and a prayer, let's be very clear, is I think they're going to start building smaller homes. I think that's going to be a shock
Maybe.
for 2026. And they're going to get away from these, 3,000 square foot McMansions that are just sitting and not moving.
Huh.
And they're going to build 1,200, 1,100 square foot homes. So it's possible, again, hope and a prayer, that we deliver more units, but the total price points actually might be lower. Because again, I think they're going to, it really is a hope and a prayer. I hope we go back to the 1950s building entry level housing.
Yeah.
That's my wish for 2026.
Yeah, it won't happen. Won't happen. Not with the expenses. With the expenses of it, it's just not going to happen. Because, and here's the thing. So the lot that I got to put that thing on, I'm not using a smaller lot. So the lot cost me exactly the same size.
Sure.
The problem that I have is that before I move one spoonful of dirt, I'm $50,000 in.
Oh, it's definitely local zoning, and it's the cities.
Right?
Yeah.
It's local zoning. And so there are towns out there that are doing amazing work. They just passed a law in New Hampshire that a lot of towns are adopting, which is 900 square foot ADUs.
That's a
That
decent size. Yeah.
exactly. That's now you're talking a legitimate size, 3-bedroom. Like it's a
Sure.
small 3, but it's a large
It's
2.
at least a 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But
It could be a 2 too. Yeah.
Correct. It could very easily be a 2-2. Exactly right. And so that's what I see changing the most. And so what I'm interested to see is how that, I guess, parlays in the future to, okay, we're not seeing necessarily existing home sales, but we're seeing a lot more building. And as we see a lot more of this building, what are they building? They're building these ADU projects. I think that's going to happen a lot more.
All right. Well, let's switch gears to the existing home sale side. So again, 4 million to 4.6. Do you think that has a chance of coming through or no?
I don't. Only because the builders are building at pace. They're building it.
Well, this is
they're not
existing
building
home
at pace,
sales.
they're building-
So
existing home sales. No, I think on existing, again, I think the story for existing is going to be jobs.
Yeah.
I think
labor.
it's going to be jobs. I still think it's going to be labor is going to be the issue. I know a lot of I know the executive suites, right? And they're all talking about layoffs.
Yep.
Not of any of the people that I know, but then I know of all the people in those individual contributor roles, and they've already seen a layoff and they made the first. They made it through the first pass.
Cut. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was in an 18-month period back in the .com bomb. In an 18-month period, they did 7 reductions in force. 7.
Riffs.
Yeah, riffs. 7 riffs. 7 riffs on one of my departments. 7. Well, that department started at 47 and it ended at, I think, 13.
Yeah, I do think that the labor market is the wild card for 2026. But let's not get this twisted. A horrible labor market doesn't necessarily hurt existing home sales. In fact, it could spark home sales.
It could. I think the challenge that they're going to have is there's going to be a lot more 90, 120-day holds. Did people, there's a lot of equity out there. There's a lot of people like Dion who never take equity out of their property.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people like that, right?
Yeah,
but there's also a lot of people that leverage that thing to the hilt and are going to be underwater by the time they see a 5 to 10% reduction. And on top of that, then they're paying 8% in fees. Between realtor fees and closing costs and all the other stuff, we always carry that number of 8%. So again, I look at it and say, I think there's going to be a lot more inventory. I think the more inventory is going to be move up buyer inventory. It's not going to be starter home inventory.
Still, that's the same. The housing market's still broken.
Still broken. 100% still broken. I think that's what I see it continue to. So we're staying in an Airbnb. This Airbnb is about 1,200 square feet, 3-bed, 2 bath. It's in an older neighborhood, and this in the area. So we're in Franklin, Tennessee, which is a very nice area, and it's got some cool old historic stuff. But this house, there's one that just sold across the street for just over $700,000.
Wow. Yeah. I didn't realize Nashville had that kind of price point. Crazy. Okay.
Oh, Nashville has ridiculous price points. So was at a party last night, a family party, and they did that house is maybe 2,000, maybe just over 2,000.
Sure.
And they bought on the builder's pre-buy 2 years ago. Okay. They bought in at about 800,000. One 5 or 6 units down, about the same footprint, sold for 1.2 about 30 days ago.
Wow. All right. Well, lot of migration in Nashville when I look at the charts.
Clearly.
So it kind of makes sense, right? So
Yeah, a lot of money coming into Nashville for sure.
So let's ask this question. So again, we're both taking the under on
Yep.
NAR's call of 15%.
Mhm.
Do you think it could be negative, or do you think there's at least some growth in transactions?
I tell you, it's everything that I'm basing it on is all the fear I hear around jobs, but it's
Okay.
not unrealized fear. It's actual job cuts. We're seeing
Yeah.
people actually get fired, and people that actually get fired and let go.
Mhm.
And so that's what I'm seeing more of. So I think I think that it could be positive. I think it could be just as
I think it
easily.
almost has to be positive. I think
I think
2025 will go as the low, but it doesn't mean it's going to be it's
it's
not going to be
not
a
be
V-shaped recovery.
gangbusters. No, it's not. It's not 15. I mean, it might be lower single digits, but I agree with you. I feel like it's something that has to grow just based on the activity that we're seeing,
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
we
so too.
haven't seen. I haven't seen any builders stop. I've only
No,
seen
that's a
them
good point. They have not
I've only
stopped.
seen them slow down. They've
That's a
not
good point.
stopped. I've only seen them slow.
Because that would be a tell if they literally stopped and pulled up stakes and just left the lots there, which they've done in the past. That's not unheard of.
No, that happened a ton in '08. Like you were
Yeah,
saying, 75 builders to 7.
disappeared. Yeah, it's crazy.
And here what we're seeing is, or here in Nashville, what I'm seeing is 1.1, 1.2 million dollar condos that are 2,500 square feet, and they're nicely
That's
done. But
wild.
oh, dude, it's crazy. I looked at it and I was just like, man alive, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's
Well, it's always fun to talk shop with you. We appreciate you doing this on a family vacation. Where can people find you?
Lumberjack Landlord, Thursday nights at 9 p.m. I will still be on tomorrow at 9 p.m. because all my kids will be asleep.
Remember, Central Time. Don't forget your
It's
Central
8
Time.
p.m. for me. Yes, 8 p.m. for me, but 9 p.m. for everybody else, and 4 p.m. Or excuse me, 5 p.m. Pacific, or 6 p.m. Pacific.
You're getting all screwed up.
Easy for me to say. So 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and 8 p.m.
There you go.
Central Time. But yeah, excited to answer some folks' questions. It's been great. We've seen more people retire this year
Yeah,
than we've ever seen before.
it's
And
pretty
do it
cool.
because of wealth and real estate, which is just an awesome thing to be able to be a part of people's journey.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love what we do. Matt, you're amazing. We'll talk next week. Enjoy the trip. Later.
Sounds good, my friend. See you.